Nickel. He's with the big program, coast to coast, border to border. On
that. Microsoft actually teamed up with iFixit, which is a big repair facility. They do a lot of flights to get software and all of that. Well, Microsoft has actually finally embraced a third-party facility and everything else. Move in the right direction. And if you think that is isolated, a visual from a laptop, we've got, I don't know, I have probably 6 laptops, really much of anything. The opinion has passed some regulations that say to be support. They've started to design where all of the parts in laptop replay show up for you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It is Niall Nickel. He's with us today here in our big program, coast to coast, border to border, on iHeartRadio. And what else do you have for us, my friend?
It surprised me a little bit. It came out of the web post yes. It turns out that the U.S. Postal had pursued a project and tested a blockchain-based voting system before the 2020 election. And they had a university sort of tested out these, and they were going to fix those leads. But interestingly enough, they didn't appear in the 80s to focus on it or adopt it. Everybody said, oh, the voters are lose their voting system if they don't have a payment. And, we can't trust this new technology that, some kind of their currencies on, but we're just going to keep, rather than the current vulnerabilities out there at the beginning of the year, but also...
Sometimes life is wondrous. It's not. It's prepared for life's chance you deserve. With private health care, want health care you need. If you're health care and you don't qualify for Medicaid, you get all now. Private care is private insurance and under with medical, dental, vision, and prescription coverage. When life comes at you need to have your financial safety net. If your livable household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 893-8914. That's 938-914. 893-8914.
Ladies, been left. Did you diddle where maybe you shouldn't have done? Partner means judgment-free capitalism. Perspective. I'm a sergeant.
At first, man, I had emotional fear online. He's far away, but he provided me with all the emotional addiction that my marriage was lacking. The first time we talked, he showed an interest in me as a person. It was refreshing.
If you need to come clean, get it off your chest, confessions with no prior stories of female infidelity, the podcast, and Roger's female infidelity, wherever this podcast.
On the second part with being Katrina, that touched my soul, and I was going through some changes, so I wrote about it, although it didn't take the pain away, but it helped me to deal with what was going on. And one of the poems that I wrote at that time was called Dead, and what brought about that poem, someone said that they observed a mother and an infant floating by together as one, and I'll read you a little bit. It says, dead, bodies floating about my window. Was it real or just a dream? Yesterday I was a zombie. How did I survive? Bodies floated about my window, unable to see land. The stench of flesh surrounding me. Trees floating like sponges. A mother and her infant floated by, connected as one. Bodies floated by my window. Lifeless, dehydrated bodies laid in corners. The Superdome should have been the nest of safety. People cried and died of hunger. Faces of death surrounding me. Bodies floated about my window. They packed us in without food and water. Days passed, and I wondered, why were we there? To leave this wretched place, we stepped over bodies. Now, that tells you the inner turmoil that I had, and in order for me to deal with it, I had to write about it. That, and I have that listed under unrest, and that was, and I sort of look at other things that happened in life that we are faced with, and I don't know whether you recall the incident that happened in New York And one of the things is dealt with Amadula, and I'll just read a portion of that. I won't read it all. It just says, 41 bullets at 22, they took his life. Yesterday, they sung the song of hatred between you and me. We are connected. Yesterday, yes, they sung the song of hatred between you and me. But why does it always have to be signed in blood? We ran from each other, elevating that falsehood of sister and brothers. Now that's basically, it just tells you about sometime before the human race can be connected as one, they may be connected. People may place them in one category, and that forces them to be connected as one. And that reflects back on when Haitians and African and American, they used to not have a bond relationship with each other. But if they're walking down the street, our color is basically the same. And if someone decides they don't like the color, then they don't wonder whether that person is Haitian or African or Afro-American. We become one at that point. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, indeed it does. We have got a great guest with us today. Ollie Marshall-Rico is with us, author of Scattered Changes, Step Ladder Changes, and she joins us here on our big broadcast. So what is the most important message in your book, my friend?
I would say the most important message is to recognize that we all are human beings. And at some time as human beings, we may feel isolated as one. But if we recognize that we're going to go through, we may be in a deep valley, but how do we get out of that deep valley? We may crawl to get out of that deep valley. We don't let that valley overtake us. You can't succumb to your challenges. You must never stop. You have to keep on moving. And so basically that's what tells us, that tells the story is about you don't give up. You just keep on moving. You keep on. You got to move. You got to move. Because if you don't move, everything takes over you. And I guess I would say an example would be that my survival mode is the pen. Someone else's survival mode may be meditation or walking or running. But it's important that we locate that survival mode and deal with that survival mode according to what's going to make us feel safe, a bit of safety.
Fantastic, fantastic.
I say to myself, my survival mode, it is the pen. It sets me free. To me, the pen changes, it controls me, and it molds me into a sense of sanity when things overpower me.
Amazing. It is a great guest with us today. Ollie Marshall-Rico is with us. She joins us live. So what do you want readers to take away from your writing of this incredible book?
Well, I think one of the things I want them to take away which is very important, is that they must always stumble forward. If when things batter you, if they devastate you, you must use your wisdom of everything that you have gone through to move forward. You must always sing the song of hope. We must always walk with strong legs, sometimes to carry us on, even though it may not be within us. And you just have to keep moving.
Fantastic. It is Ollie Marshall.
Go
ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
It's just so important that we continue to move forward, because if you're in the valley, you're on like a small hill, and your challenges have lined up above you as a mountain. At your most darkest moment, at your most darkest moment. Hello, are we still there?
We are still here, my friend. I'm listening to you. That's what we do here.
Okay, at your most darkest moment, you don't give up. You just keep on moving forward. And like for an example, once you, the important thing that one must realize, when you found, we must interact. We must interact and do things that's going to keep us moving. As I observe, as I interact with people, and if I internalize the turmoil within me, I find that we're all human beings, and we must come together and intermingle. None of us are isolated. We may feel isolated at times, but you must realize that other people are going through the same thing that you're going through. Sometimes that keeps you going. And I guess one of the things you must always remember that first you have to be honest with yourself. You can't before you can be honest with someone else, you must be honest with yourself in order for you to move forward. And you cannot build your reality on falsehood. You must always build a reality on what's real. You can't have someone else to interpret what's real for you. You must see what's real and deal with it on a real level. You must also find your form of self-esteem within yourself. You cannot find your self-esteem through someone else. I guess my whole thing is that when you are nervous and things are bouncing throughout your body without a clear explanation, you must start looking at what brings you a form of peace. And whatever brings you a form of peace, you must indulge in that at that time. It doesn't mean that that's going to go away. It simply means that it's going to put you in a state of calmness.
It is Ollie Marshall-Rico. She's with us today here on our big broadcast. So, Ollie, before we let you go, how do people get your book and get involved with everything you're doing online?
Well, I have there is a website that's in the making, and I'm going to have two websites. They can try this website for now, but this isn't in process. It's www. Ollie Marshall-Rico books, BOOKS.com. That's my website at this particular time. It's not fully up. It's been put up, but hopefully it will be in full operation within the next week or so. But I know definitely that would. I'm doing another website, and I know definitely that will be up within 2 weeks. So right now we can hopefully get this website working that I'm working on.
Fantastic. It is Ollie Marshall-Rico. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, my friend.
Well, it was a pleasure joining you and talking with you.
Definitely. Have yourself a Merry Christmas, my friend.
Have a blessed day and be safe.
Thank you. There she goes. That's Ollie Marshall-Rico. She's interesting. She's quite the character. We are going to be back with more on the other side.
If you don't have final expense insurance, this message is for you. Life Care provides valuable whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Call Life Care at 800-926-6092, 800-926-6092, 800-926-6092.
Now that we're home more than ever, we need to feel safe. Call it a sign of the times or the world we now live in. What do you want to keep safe? The people in your life? What do you want to protect? Your possessions, the things that belong to you, the things that you've worked hard for. Wouldn't it be nice to have tested, trusted 24/7 protection? Peace of mind, real protection that's always there for you and your whole family? Well, now you can with one of our state-of-the-art home security systems. Everyone thinks their home is safe until the unexpected happens. Start protecting your home and loved ones today with the affordable next generation in home security. To keep your family and property safe, call 1-800-676-1070. Representatives are standing by to assist you. That's 1-800-676-1070. 1-800-676-1070.
Download the iHeartRadio app to hear us live as live can get. Search JIGGY-JAGUAR. You will hear great bits like this from Barry Farber, legendary conservative talk show host.
Makes the difference. But look, man, I got to thank you for giving me this much time, this much respect. You have really made today a great pleasure for me, and I want to thank you for it.
Once you've downloaded the iHeartRadio app, search JIGGY-JAGUAR and listen to all of our past episodes and future episodes of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, all categorized by hour.
Well, I just want to say I love what you do, James. But I love what you're doing. I love just being a part of what you sharing information with your listeners.
Search JIGGY-JAGUAR on iHeartRadio.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Are you getting all the benefits you need? If you have Medicare, you may now be able to get new benefits. Benefits may include eyeglasses, wellness visits, gym membership, meal delivery, and hearing aids with low copay. To find out which benefits you qualify for and to find out if you're getting the benefits that you deserve, you need to call Best Medcare. Our licensed insurance agents can look up your current benefits and tell you what additional benefits are available to you. It's easy, just one call. Tell us the deductibles you prefer, the doctors you want to see, and if you want prescription drug coverage. The service is free and you have no obligation. You may even find plans with 0 monthly plan premiums, 0 copays on many services, and 0 deductibles. You deserve every medical care coverage benefit out there and we'll help you get them. Call 800-991-7014, 800-991-7014. That's 800-991-7014. And let Best Medcare do the work for you.
Ladies, have you been led astray? Did you diddle where maybe you shouldn't have dabbled? Have you been unfaithful to your husband, wife, partner, main squeeze? Well, there's a judgment-free podcast just for you. Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity, hosted by Rebecca Adams, tells the stories of these women from their perspective, anonymously and without judgment.
I met the first man I had an emotional affair with online. He was far away, but he provided me with all of the emotional validation that my marriage was lacking. The first time we talked, he showed an interest in me as a person. It was refreshing.
If you need to come clean, get it off your chest, confess your sins with no Hail Marys required, then Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is the podcast for you. And remember, it's completely anonymous and judgment-free.
Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe today.
This is the King of the Mountain, Jeff here, and you're listening to the Jiggy Jaguar on JiggyJaguar.com.
Okay. Welcome back to the big broadcast. We are live coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today and also AMFM247.com. Tune in, iTunes, and of course you can find us at KFRK in Denver, and you can find us at AMFM247.com. We are going to go to our next guest. They're going to join us live as live can get here on our big program. A great, great guest is going to be joining us, and I just got to find the right goddamn email, and then we will be off and running, as they say. Kathleen Kaiser is going to join us here in just a few moments. And we're going to call her on the old Skype, the old Skype-a-rooney. And she will join us. She is a fantastic individual. And we are going to go. Kathleen Kaiser, the multi-talented literary figure. Kathleen Kaiser.
Hello?
Kathleen, how are you? It's James Lowe calling you for your radio interview. How are you, my friend?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. We have got the multi-talented literary figure Kathleen Kaiser with us today. She joins us here on our big program, and she is tremendous. Check out KathleenKaiser.com. And do you think you have a book in you and you want to write it, or you're working on a book now but not sure what are the next steps? My guest today, Kathleen Kaiser, is the president of the Writers and Publishers Network, the WPN, and she's the person to answer these questions and lead you to resources that can help. So, Kathleen, exactly how does the Writers and Network help new writers? Tell us about this.
Well, what we do is if you're a new writer, we have a lot of resources and workshops and webinars that can help you with the craft of writing, because it is its own special thing. Just because you did well in grammar in high school doesn't mean you're a writer, because actually literature has a different type of grammar, different rules. But then once you've gotten the book done, what do you do? Well, we can help you with finding editors to work on it, professionals that will help you so you can bring it up to speed. Because one of the biggest problems is this is the part most people skip. They have their friend who's an English teacher, proof their book or edit their book. That's not what you need. You really need somebody who understands plot and point of view and all of those things, plus another one who can do line editing to get all of the mistakes, the commas, grammar, all of those kind of things done. Because one of the biggest problems with self-published books on Amazon right now is the terrible condition of the book. You start reading it, and there's 5 or 6 mistakes on every page.
We have got Kathleen Kaiser. Yes, Kathleen, go ahead. Don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, my friend. Keep talking.
Yeah, well, no, what I was thinking was, so what we do then is once they've got the book edited, then we can help them. Do they want to try to get it traditionally published? And therefore you have to, introduce agents and meet them. And we have things where they can meet them across the country, and we talk to them about how that happens, or how you submit, and how you write a query letter so the agent likes it. And then, or we can help them with how do you self-publish? How do you find designers to lay out the book, design the cover, and then help you upload it to all of the various outlets that you can sell the book at? There's much more out there than just Amazon.
Kathleen.
So that's the ways we help them get their book published. And then once it's up there, they got to know how to market it to find their audience.
Kathleen Kaiser with us today. She joins us live. KathleenKaiser.com is the official website. Go over to KathleenKaiser.com. So what type of resources does the group offer, and are they available nationwide?
Oh, yes. We are a national literary nonprofit. We have members not only in most states in the United States, but also Canada, Australia, the UK, and we just recently got someone from Canada. So, because most of this all is the same, except the British spell a little bit differently. But that's something that you need to know. That's what I was talking about, resources. Here's a podcast they can listen to. We've also produced through the Writers and Publishers Network And their address, by the way, is writersandpublishersnetwork.com. We have resources that they can listen to the various, but also to the sessions from the 805 Writers Conference, which we produce.
It is Kathleen Kaiser. She's with us today. She joins live here on our big program, Coast Border on iHeartRadio today. And so, Kat, you've got a lot of great things going on, but what are some of the pitfalls that might a new writer step into? Tell us about this.
Well, one of them is really, I just put out a big email alert on it. There's a lot of scammers out there right now. They're taking advantage of yours. They don't have a support unit, or they're not part of an organization to point them out to the fact that, you do not have to be paying somebody $20,000 to lay out your book and put it up on Amazon. They're like boiler room salesmen coming after them, selling this service and that service. So we try to stay on top. The email alert I sent out's been picked up by 5 other organizations because it's really getting crazy right now. They're cold calling people saying, "Oh, send you, and we want your book."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's I used to be in the music business, and it was the same thing. There was always some guy claiming he'd get them a record deal, but they had to sign all their publishing away.
Yes.
Same thing.
I've heard of that exact same scam where you basically a musician or a rapper or something, they will be found on the internet. And then they sign a deal, and then they're left alone, and then they happen to make it big like 5 to 10 years later from then, and then these guys pop up out of nowhere and go, "Hey, remember that contract you signed?" So I guess they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I don't understand, because a lot of them have really good services. Why aren't they just legitimate instead of trying to scam people? There's just a certain mentality. They have to take advantage of people. They think the whole world's suckers and they're super important. And I really feel bad because writers especially, you're all alone. You sit at that computer writing and writing. You may spend a couple of years working on your book, and it's like a baby. You've given birth to it, and you want to have it out there. And these guys find you, and they play on your ego, and they say, "Oh, I can get you to Simon & Schuster and stuff." They can't do that. They're not agents. And it's your naivety of knowledge, because publishing is a business. And one of the things we focus on at the Writers and Publishers Network is the business of writing, because you need to understand all of these parts.
We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live here on our big program, Coast to Coast, Border to Border on iHeartRadio today. So you have been involved in the writing business, the music business. What are some of the different things that you've seen over your time in both these businesses?
Regards to what?
Well, subsidies, anything like that.
Yeah, but I'm still working with artists. I've had 5 books published, so I know it being on that side of the table, how people can play you and manipulate you. And it's the same thing starting out with, rock groups. So many of them just get conned. And there's also the thing that once they make money, because I also publicity for like Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and different people, and you watch the cycle fans come and they're almost like vampires trying to suck the life out of these guys, and they're always there with lots of drugs and lots of girls or whatever, and all they're really doing, they're leeches. And I really always had a hard time with them. To me it's disgusting, but it's the same kind of people. They want to be around a famous person, but they're kind of like glory hogs, but they don't want to take responsibility for anything. They're all just takers. Take.
Yes, you are completely correct on that. We have got a great guest of this thing is with us. She began as a music journalist turned publicist, and her career has spanned over 50 years involvement in the most exciting industry I've ever heard. From rock and roll in the 60s and the 70s to the digital internet revolution in the 90s and 2000s, she's been a marketing professional for Fortune 100 companies, small startups, conferences, trade shows around the world, and now she's focusing on... So tell us about some of the mistakes that new writers are making, my friend.
The biggest mistakes, and I think I mentioned it earlier, is not getting your book professionally edited.
Yes.
Just because somebody's an English teacher doesn't mean they know how to edit a book. And that, if you're people nowadays, they go on Amazon, they find you may be running an Amazon ad campaign, and somebody sees, click on it, and go to your page, and they hit that, the peek-ins that they have. Well, they start reading, and when you're running into 5 or 6, grammatical, or you get pulled out of point of view, you're not doing that right. They don't even buy the book because Amazon lets them read enough, and if the first, 5-10 pages are a big mess, why would somebody buy the book? And you've put all this energy and all this time into it, and yet you scrimp on that. The other thing I find self-published people do, they scrimp on the cover design. Well, that cover is the first thing that attracts people to your book, and you want the best cover with the right colors and fonts, because if you're writing a romance book, its covers look completely different than if you're doing a mystery. There are so many talented graphic artists out there that know the publishing industry and know how to do this correctly. And it's worth the extra money. They're not super expensive. And probably the biggest thing is people don't realize what this costs. And if you're not going to be doing a print book, you still have to have it well designed because it's going to be an ebook. I mean, like cozy mysteries are really big right now. They're a real fun genre group. Usually have detectives or something. I know a woman, Patricia Fry. She's now on like her 56th book of cat mysteries. She puts out like a year, and she's a very good writer. But what it is, those can all be ebooks. You don't have to have a printed book. You don't have to go to those expenses. And if anybody claims to be a publisher wants to charge you, they're not a publisher. They're a publishing service provider, because publishers give you advance. They don't ask for money from you.
Yes. This is one of the biggest things I think that new writers are falling for. We have got Kathleen Kaiser with us today. Check out KathleenKaiser.com. She is KathleenKaiser.com for more information. So I see that you produce webinars along with an annual conference. Who are some of the speakers for these webinars, and what type of topics do you guys cover at these events?
Well, Freeman is going to be one of our keynote speakers at the upcoming November at the 805 Writers Conference. Jane is probably the foremost authority on book. She was working at Writer's Digest. She ended up not only became the publisher in the 90s through the whole digital revolution, and has her own company now. She also does webinars. She consults. She has one of the best newsletters out there, and it's free. So you can get it. We have Penny Sanseveri, who's one of the top marketers, and she is a whiz. She writes books about how to sell on Amazon, and she uses all the tips that she's learned to sell her own books, and then uses those with her clients. And at the webinar, she explains all of it and walks it through. About a year to 15 months, Amazon throws everything up in the air and changes all their algorithms. And she's in there. She said she's the ultimate book nerd in there learning everything Amazon's doing. Fabulous help. We have people that help them understand an author's website, because that's really the core of their business, selling, how to blog, what to do with social media, depending on the type of book you have and age. Some are better at Facebook, some are better at Twitter, good at Instagram. And in fact, Instagram is starting a whole Instagram book section for people that are just book lovers, people with books, authors that want to sell books. So, there's so many ways to get stuff out there and promote it, but that's probably the one hardest thing I have in talking with new authors, is getting them to understand the book. Just because you have it on Amazon, so do 10 million other people, and nobody's going to find your book And we have whole classes on how to do the right keywords and categories. People find you, and that when they're doing searches, you pop up.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. Kathleen Kaiser with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. Now, Amazon is a major player for self-published authors. Do you have any tips to get more book sales? And also, one of the things you mentioned earlier, which I absolutely love, is the fact that a lot of people get more than just Amazon out there.
Oh, yes, there's many other ones. Mobile, you can sell your books on them. The two major things you have to do is you get up with Amazon, because Kindle, though, now they haven't officially said it, but they're going to EPUB instead of Mobi as the format for all the new Kindles going forward. So there'll only be one ebook format. The rest of the world used EPUB. But there's draft to digital, which sends you out to all of these other online retail sites. There's many of those, and we have that on the Writers and Publishers Network.com website that people can learn about it. And if you join the group, it's only $75 a year. You get discounts on everything that we do, like our webinars and for the conference. And you also get, on the 15th of each month, what we call our market update, which is all the latest information. There's 5 of us that pull information from about over 100 newsletters and put all of that up with links. All the things that we think we've broken out by, here's things on marketing, here's things on design, here's things on the writing of the craft, here's what's going on in the industry, here's the latest updates on Amazon. And we put it out there, and then as a member you can read them and start getting a feeling of what this business is, so that when somebody approaches you, you will have a knowledge base to go from, and you can reach out to us. I'm always available by email or phone for members to call and say, I've been approached by so-and-so. And it was like, let me check about that. Or some of them I've heard of them, I say, run, don't answer the phone again. Because there are so many of them,
That's awesome. Run, don't answer the phone again. That's awesome. It is Kathleen Kaiser. She's with us today here on our KathleenKaiser.com is the official website. So, Kathleen, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, how do we get in touch with you on social media and everywhere else?
Well, since I manage so much social media for other people, I'm not really there. The easiest way to do it is just to email me at Kathleen@Kathleen.com, and Kaiser spelled Kaiser, and it's Kathleen with a K.
Fantastic. Well, Kathleen, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on our big program and chatting with us. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. This has been an honor and a privilege. I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Definitely. There she goes. That's Kathleen Kaiser. And we are going to take a brief time out. And when we come back, we have got more coming up. It is your big broadcast, coast to coast and boulder to boulder, all over the damn place. You are listening to the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Radio broadcast here on JiggyJaguar.com. And I don't have any music. Fantastic.
Ladies, have you been led astray? Did you diddle where maybe you shouldn't have dabbled? Have you been unfaithful to your husband, wife, partner, main squeeze? Well, there's a judgment-free podcast just for you. Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity, hosted by Rebecca Adams, tells the stories of these women from their perspective, anonymously and without judgment.
I met the first man I had an emotional affair with online. He was far away, but he provided me with all of the emotional validation that my marriage was lacking. The first time we talked, he showed an interest in me as a person. It was refreshing.
If you need to come clean, get it off your chest, confess your sins with no Hail Marys required, then Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is the podcast for you. And remember, it's completely anonymous and judgment-free.
Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe today.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-791-3232 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-791-3232. That's 800-791-3232. Employees of J.T. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Are you getting all the benefits you need? If you have Medicare, you may now be able to get new benefits. Benefits may include eyeglasses, wellness visits, gym membership, meal delivery, and hearing aids with low copay. To find out which benefits you qualify for and to find out if you're getting the benefits that you deserve, you need to call Best Medcare. Our licensed insurance agents can look up your current benefits and tell you what additional benefits are available to you. It's easy, just one call. Tell us the deductibles you prefer, the doctors you want to see, and if you want prescription drug coverage. The service is free and you have no obligation. You may even find plans with 0 monthly plan premiums, 0 copays on many services, and 0 deductibles. You deserve every medical care coverage benefit out there and we'll help you get them. Call 800-991-7014, 800-991-7014. That's 800-991-7014. And let Best Medcare do the work for you. LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses, expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-671-0247, 800-671-0247, 800-671-0247.
Hey, this is Jim Cornette, the manager of the legendary Midnight Express and now the face of TNA Management, and you're listening to the Jiggy Jaguar on JiggyJaguar.com.
Yes, indeed, it is the big broadcast. We are live coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio today, and of course AM/FM 24/7.com. We are going to go to the great Frank Vernuccio from USA Gov Policy. He is going to join us here in just a few moments, and we're going to call him via the magic of the old skip Skype. Yes, the old Skype-a-rooney. We'll chat with Mr. Frank Vernuccio. We chatted with him 14 days ago, according to Skype. And we are going to go to Frank Vernuccio. He is going to join us here in just a few moments. And we will see what happens here with the man, the myth, the legend over there at USA Gov Policy. And I don't know. Where is he? Where's the legend at? Where's that man? Where's that legend? I need that legend in my life. I need a legend in my life.
This is Frank Vernuccio. Please leave a message.
Well, Frank Vernuccio is going to have left a message. So, we don't have Frank Vernuccio. So what happened to Frank Vernuccio? What happened to the biggest star in the business? What happened to the biggest star in the business? And we're going to give him a little bit of time here, because I think he's probably just going to call us back. But, in fact, we're going to do this. Just because I'm vamping, I'm not going to vamp on tape. That's just how that's going to work. I'm not going to vamp on tape. It's just not going to happen. I'll vamp now because I'm live on the frickin' Twitch and all that nonsense. But I'm not going to vamp on tape. So I guess what we'll do is we will go to this, and hopefully Frank Vernuccio will join us. So let's do this. Let's I guess we'll go to this, and we'll see what happens. Welcome back to our big broadcast. We are live coast to coast, border to border on the Rock Music Hub today. Music Hub Connect as well. Get a hold of us online at jiggyjaguar.com. We have got a great guest coming up here in just a few seconds here on our big broadcast. You can get a hold of us online at jiggyjaguar.com. We have got a great guest with us today. AJ is with us. AJ Mather. He, of course, as a rock and Americana artist, he joins us today here on our broadcast, and he joins us from Germany. He is an internationally acclaimed and Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, and he released the digital single Feel Good Songs for Hard Times. And he joins us today here on the telephone. AJ, welcome to the broadcast. How are you, my friend?
Hi, James. I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Yes, indeed.
You hear me?
Yes, we've got you, my friend. We've got you loud and clear. So tell us a little bit about your music career, how you got started in the music business.
Oh, well, that's a long story. I come from a family of musicians and artists, so it was probably inevitable that I'd make music. But what got me started is actually meeting the Beatles at 13. You know, it was a life-changing experience, and that's what basically triggered the whole thing.
So how did you meet the Beatles, my friend? That's a pretty big moment. don't just glaze over it. Tell us all about it, my man. Tell us.
Yeah, well, you know, the Beatles were in India, and that's where I grew up, and they were out there meditating, and I was writing for my school magazine. I was about 13, I think. And we wanted to look for some new topics, and I suggested we go and do an interview. So my friend just looked at me and said, okay, go ahead. And I went ahead and went to Rishikesh, where these guys were, Beatles, and actually met them. So I did an interview at 13 with the Beatles.
Awesome. Hey, I'll tell you, I have always said, you know, people always ask me various questions about how'd you get that guy on the show? How'd you get this chick on the show? My God, how'd you do this? And I said, I asked him. So the fact that you were able to get the Beatles, that is pretty fantastic. So, okay, so you've interviewed the Beatles. You've got a little bit of a music. Music bug here, I guess. So what's next for you, my friend? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, I'm just about to release my 6th album as a solo artist. I've released 5 albums or 6 albums with my band between 1980s and late 90s, and I'm about to release the song, the EP you just mentioned, is from that album. So there are 2 songs, I Need You Now and Let's Come Together. And it was quite interesting because my previous album, Little Boat, was kind of introspective. It was about resilience. And the sense, you know, last March, when things just went down because of Corona shutdowns and lockdowns, and especially for musicians, everything got just closed down. It's pretty hard. And I just started going into a downward spiral, and then sort of caught myself up and said, hey, things are, pretty down. Let's do something cool. Let's do something happy. So I just got in touch with some musicians I knew, and I said, guys, would you like to do some recording with me? And so what happened is this new album happened. And this song, I Need You Now, I recorded with some Indian friends who are Indian classical musicians playing sitar and tablas, and Let's Come Together is features and co-sung by my friend. He's from Detroit. His name is Paul J. Miles. He's a blues singer. So all these things just got up, and sort of I've created an atmosphere of feel good. I just wanted to feel good. It was just too depressing for me, the whole, shutdown, everything going wrong. That is what my new album is going to be about. It's going to be a feel-good album. You're going to hear the first feel-good song, I hope, on your radio.
Fantastic, fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. A.J. Martha is with us today. He's got an amazing, amazing new collection of music. He joins us today here on the telephone, talking a little bit about his music. He's a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. His latest album, Little Boat, was voted English Album of the Year in 2018 by the German Pop Foundation, and AJ has an active fan base, receives excellent international accolades, which is part of the reason why he's on with us today here on Music Hub Connect. So, your latest tune here, I Need You Now. Tell me a little bit more about this. Tell me about the writing process and everything you went through to bring this song to life, my friend.
Yeah, well, I Need You Now is really amazing because this song came to me basically within minutes. I had the song, I had the theme, and I had a whole chunk of lyrics. And this was sort of the start of my, my positive energy which sort of flowed through me. So I Need You Now is about, just accepting the fact that you need help. You need somebody, especially during the lockdown. I mean, it's just depressing. I have so many friends of mine who are just alone. Fortunately, I wasn't alone, but I could feel it. It was all of us missed human touch and human connection and company. Yes. So I Need You Now was about that. So it came pretty fast. So I got in touch with some musicians to sort of give it a psychedelic Americana kind of effect. So I got an Indian sitar master, his name is Kalyanjit, to play for me. So he sent me some tracks from India, and the result is a song. It's a feel-good song about human connection.
That is pretty fantastic. So you basically got a hold of this individual. He then sent you tracks just like on your email, I guess, just sent you some files, and you guys you went ahead and put that together. How long did it take from the time he sent you that stuff till you being able to put this song together?
Well, my song was actually pretty much done in the fall of 2020, but I just waited till I had the album together, because on the album is going to be like 13 songs plus a couple of bonus tracks on the digital side. So there are a lot of tracks. I was extremely creative. It was a really creative phase for me, the 2020 lockdown. And I'm really happy about it because I had all the time at my hands. No concerts, no events, nothing. So I could just make music. And that was the positive side. The negative side, of course, was I didn't make any money.
Well, yeah, there is that. We are gonna do this. I'm gonna get to your music here. Before we get to this, how do we get in touch with you on social media and the websites and everything? How do people get your music, buy your music, all that, my man?
Yes. My music is available on major stores, on Amazon and everywhere, Apple Music, iTunes, everywhere. And you can stream it on Spotify. You can also visit my website. You should actually visit my website. It's ajmathur.com. It's pretty simple. And on social media, my handle is AJ Music. So it's on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. So just go visit me. It's the same, AJ Music. That's it.
Fantastic.
Just look for me, you'll find me. Or go on my website. Everything is there. All the videos, all the music is there, which has been released, and a lot of information and reviews is there, of course. So ajmalper.com or ajmalpermusic, the handle on social media.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I am going to go to some of your music. I really appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on the broadcast, because you are amazing. The Beatles story enough makes you a freaking legend, in my opinion. So the music is amazing as well. So thanks for doing this, my friend, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, AJ.
Thanks. Thank you, James, for having me there.
Appreciate it, my friend. We will be in touch for sure, my friend. There he goes. That is AJ Mather. And we are going to go to I Need You Now, and it's here on Music Hub Connect.
I want to hold you. I want you by my side. I got feelings for you I can no longer hide. It's been a long time, and now I'm back again. Can't stop me now, this love will never end. I need you now, like a little child. The way you touch my soul, I'll never let you go. I need you now, I need you now. I need you now, I need you now, I need you now. Like a little child, the way you touch my soul, I'll never let you go. I need you now. So come and take my hand. I'm running out of control. Never let me go. Oh yeah, a celebration. I wish you all the best. Let's come together, bring love and happiness. I need you now, just like a little child. The way you touch my soul, I never let you go. Yeah, I need you now, so come and take my hand. I'm running out of control, but never let me go. I need you now.
AJ Mather, feel